Well, good morning, everyone. Hello and welcome. It's May 28th, 2024, 9:11 a.m. here in Northern California. Hello, Dragon Dancer. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I don't have any coffee, everyone. I don't know how. I just don't have coffee. I have to go get some sometime today. I have to. It's a must. It has to happen. I don't know how I'm having this conversation right now. Um, but I hope everyone is doing well. I wish you well. I wish you enough. Today we're going to. I know. It's a terrible thing. No coffee. I tea doesn't necessarily have the same effect. I don't have I need like some energy tea. Uh and I don't think I have can't I have all the tea that I have is like this. I don't even It's not my tea. So all the tea that I have is either like to make you sleep, right? Or to make you shit. Like there's detox tea. I'm like, I don't even know where that came from. And I'm like, no, I don't need to be drinking no detox tea. Like, no. Uh and I don't need to be sleeping because I just woke up. Or well, I woke up a while ago, but you know. Well, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and hello and welcome. And let's just get into the cards. So, I do my thing, I shuffle, I focus on the conversations that we need to have today. And this card, I don't know about y'all, like this card weirds me out a little bit. You know how the sun is supposed to be so joyous and so fun and like, ooh, bright and shiny. And I don't know. But if you like, well, hello, Jade. Welcome. If you look at like, I mean, the kid looks happy. The kid looks happy, but like if you look at that, the sun's face, the sun looks petty. And if you look at the horse's like expression, it looks a bit bothered, right? So it's like, ooh, the sun, like, hello, Tammy, welcome. So like in this card, it's always been weird to me because it's like, good vibes and all this other stuff. And I'm like, but no one looks quite happy. The sun just kind of looks a little yeah, petty, like they're gonna watch you fall and they're gonna laugh. So that might bring joy to them. But it's in reverse. And so it's a major arcana card. So we know that this is like major events, major moments, big things in our lives that we sort of like have to explore or talk about. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, we totally aging ourselves. It reminds me of the level in Mario where the sun tries to kill you. Yes. Yeah. And I mean the sun can do that. Absolutely. Um but like when I see the different facial expressions in this card, it kind of makes me think like, okay, there are going to be people who judge us. There are going to be situations, people, events, blah, 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 who will judge us, who will have opinions of us. But like, look at that kid. We have to learn to be that kid where we are not going to allow the outside world, right? Any sort of like belief or projection to like piss on our rainbow. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like we're learning to facilitate our own happiness. Yeah. And sometimes that means when we're around others who may not be happy or around others who are not as excited about things for us as we like, that's okay. We can find our own happy, right? So it kind of makes me think of that. Um The sun reversed often signals that joy and success are present, but may be overshadowed by external pressures or internal conflicts. It suggests a need to reevaluate what truly makes us happy and fulfilled beyond superficial successes. And we can see that in the sort of like the different aspects of the card, the different variations of facial expressions. And we have sunflowers, which are so fun, so cute. And like sunflowers only wake up to the sun, they can close when they wake up and like, hey, I'm here. Solar energy, solar power. Let's do this. Let's be about it. And so in its reverse state, it does kind of pop up for us to say, you know what? I'm feeling some type of way. I feel pressure. I feel maybe like I'm not supposed to be as happy or excited because of all the things that are going on in the world. And so like I feel like I should downplay my excitement or happiness for what I'm going through. Or other people are having to struggle, and other people in my life are not having such a good time, and so maybe I need to be quiet about my happiness. And I think that the sun reverse is like we need to explore why we feel that way, because if our people are for us, then no matter like if I'm going through something, I don't want you to not share your happiness with me. I will be happy for you. I don't want you to struggle. Like if I'm struggling, I don't want my friends to struggle. I don't want anyone to struggle. And so like if you're happy, let's celebrate that. Let's honor that. Does that make sense? And so in reverse, I feel like there's that type of energy coming up where we have to be very, very aware. Like, are we the ones who are kind of like pissing on rainbows, or are we the ones who are who are getting pissed on? Um, so that's something to be mindful of. And you know, it helps us to sort of like it helps us to what am I trying to say? It helps us to discern. It helps us to identify like what truly brings us joy beyond the sort of external markers of success. So like not placing our joy, our happiness, our the things that excite us. uh from the outside perspective. So it's identify what truly brings us joy beyond the external markers of success, and spend time daily engaging in activities that fulfill us at a deeper level, whether it's a hobby, spending time with loved ones, or personal development. I think when the sun in reverse pops up, it's like, okay, there are sunspots. We need to pay attention to those. We need to explore those because maybe we're not allowing ourselves to receive and feel as happy as we can and should, and so maybe we need to start doing more of what brings that happiness, what facilitates that happiness, and start taking more breaks to perceive and witness like what's going on in our lives to prevent us from experiencing those things. And it's like, ooh, I'm so happy. Okay, this is an example. So I'm so happy and so excited to be going to invest into my education, right? To be doing something I want to do. I'm so happy and excited. I really am. But at the same time, I feel overwhelmed because I still have to, hustle and do the things to make sure that I pay for this loan, right? And and it's like I don't really feel, not that other people have to be happy for me, but it's like I've talked about this, but like very select few people are actually curious or engaged, and the people who are curious and engaged are not the people that I would expect. The people that I appreciate for sure, but it's like, you know what I mean? The people who are for you, like, your closer friends and all blah blah blah, they're not saying shit, right? And so I feel like this is something that we have to sort of be mindful of, like, oh, we don't have to expect something else to drop. We don't have to allow for our fears, our frustrations, our overwhelming energies to focus on all of the things we have to do. Let's celebrate ourselves and then celebrate the people who are showing up for us, right? Does that make sense? Um And so when the sun reversed, pops up, that's kind of what's going on. And it's allowing us to be very, very aware of, the sort of shift and turns that our life is taking, the direction in which our life is now moving. We may be moving away from people, situations, events, whatever, and moving towards something different. And that's okay. It can be scary, but it's information being given to us so we can actually use it to create a better space for ourselves. And so then we can maybe calm down a little and start to just be able to embrace the excitement for these new things, embrace the excitement and the joy for a new project or a new business, or a new job, whatever it is, and really feel in that moment that energy. Another aspect is mindful reflection. So regularly, oh my god, I don't know what I just said, y'all. Regularly, set aside time for reflection to assess whether our current paths align with our true desires and values. This has been coming up a lot lately. This could be through like journaling, meditation, discussions with trusted friend or a counselor, therapist, whatever. But when the sun reverse pops up, there is this sort of like exploration, because if you look at it, the sun is towards like the bottom of the card. The sun is towards the foundation, right? The sun is putting a light on what is within. So it's like this internal stuff that we have to sort of be mindful of, be aware of. And having mindful reflection is very important for us. So it's um it's being honest. It's being honest with ourselves. Like, as I sit here, right? As I ground and I center and I sit here and I kind of like tune my awareness within, and I pay attention to my body, I pay attention to my mind and how I feel and what I'm dealing with. What is the sun flagging up for me? What is coming up? What is surfacing? What is that light being shined on? And let me be open with that. Let me be aware of it, and what is for me and what is not for me. Where am I currently in life? Is this actually helping me to get to where I need to be? Is this not? Am I enjoying the process or am I not? These are things we have to deal with, and we need to be aware of so we can actually make better choices moving forward. And I feel like this is all, if you look at the body positioning as well with the sun, it's all about the present moment. So it's stuff that we're dealing with right now. It's stuff we're going through right now. Like there's a that solar energy being sort of, there's something internal being lit up, and we need to allow ourselves to see what is being lit up. It's like, I don't want to look at what's going on in my body. No, it's time to do that. It's time to look, right? So we can be aware and we can enjoy life. um Also, adjust goals and expectations. If we find that our current pursuits are more about societal expectations, this is a big one. Societal expectations and personal fulfillment. So it's like, what my parents wanted from me, or what my significant other want, or others want from me. What society says I'm supposed to be doing, right? So, if we find that our current pursuits are more about societal expectations than personal fulfillment, consider setting new goals that better reflect our authentic self. This might mean changing careers, ending unfulfilling relationships, or embracing a lifestyle more in tune with your core beliefs. The sun, can you see that? Like, excuse me, this kind of reminds me of in psychic training. We did this exercise, the golden sun exercise, where you'd envision a golden sun above your head. You put the present day, present location, you fill it with all these things, and then you kind of crack it open and allow it to like trickle down from your crown chakra all the way down to your feet, and fill your entire being. It kind of reminds me of that. Embracing a lifestyle more in tune with your core beliefs. So that's something that we have to be aware of, is like, as the sun sort of like ignites these things within us, uh are we living an authentic life for ourselves, or are we becoming and living for other people? Is that, am I making sense there? It's kind of like when people and there's no judgment here, you know. It's kind of like when people have kids. There are some people who live for their kids. Um and they're in a sense where, you know, their kids become their life, and like they don't have their own persona anymore. They're like they are living throughout their kids, like through their kids, right? That's not healthy. And that, I guess that is a judgment, but I apologize. But that's not something we should be doing. Yes, you should protect your kids, you should love your kids, you should live, and you should help, and you should guide and navigate and all the things, right? Set them up for success as best as you can. But you also need to be your own person. You know, it's kind of like the a lot of times this happens to, I feel this happens to women, who you're supposed like you get told you're this is your role in life. You're supposed to like pop out, squirt out some demons, I mean kids, whoops, children, oops. And you're supposed to have like a whole litter, and you're supposed to be like barefoot and like washing dishes, cleaning and cooking and all this shit that's just disgusting. You know, and it's like, oh, some women like still have that sort of um underlying current that is uh there, you know, that's still saying you should be doing this. um and so you need to find your own space. It's like finding your authentic self. Like, what do I want to be doing? And yes, it can be challenging. Again, I've not pop this is, I'm not even gonna go there. We're not gonna go there because that's can be, no, 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 no. Yeah, I don't have kids. So I can't relate on that level. But I will say that you can find, there's always something to find, right? You may not be able to do exactly what you want, but you can still find your own sense of self, your own sense of authenticity, and understand there's a disconnect. Like, this is a role that I play. This is a role that I offer. I am a mother, a father, a parent, whatever. I am that, but that's not all that I am. I am so much more, and this can be a rewarding part of who I am. And just because you even state that, that doesn't mean that's a negative thing. It's recognizing like eventually you're going to have more independence, right? And so think I'm rambling, so please let me know if I'm making sense. But I feel like this is you know, adjusting goals and expectations is a huge part of this card in reverse, where we have to recognize like, oh, I'm giving my life over to something, to society, to what is projected upon me, and there's something within me that I want to explore more, and I want my independence. I want that sort of freedom. There's something that makes me happy, and I want to explore it. And so I feel like with this card, it's saying, look, you're in a position right now to be able to do that. So recognize where all these aspects of who you are, there's still aspects of who you are, but it's time to feed the sort of like the growing, the budding seed, the thing that's, you know, young, that needs more of your attention now. It's time to feed that. And what is that for you? Right? What is that for you? Um, and so, another aspect is like we've talked about the body language here. So, in its reverse position, the usual like forward looking focused expression of the sun, focus or stern, whatever, um, petty, who knows. The sun takes on a hint of introspection. Yes. While the joyous child and the stern horse remind us of, you know, to balance our inner joy with the reality of our circumstances. This shift in body language underlines a call for deeper self awareness and authenticity. This could be like our inner, like getting in touch with our inner child, understanding what we need from that perspective. Like the shift in body language when in reverse, it's like, okay, there's something deeper, there's something internal, there's something we need to unpack, right? There's something that is happening within our lives that we need to explore. We need to take time to explore a little more, and so we do need to find that balance of having fun. And again, like even in this situation, you know, with expressing it's hard during the baby and toddler years, like yes, no doubt, and it's also within that challenge, right? It's finding the way to balance, and balance isn't equal parts, so like it's just not. But it's finding a way to give everything you can, that you need to give, that you have to give, right, during that space for the baby, for the child, but then also figuring out how to um give to yourself what you need, what you need right now, what in that sense. So it's figuring out what will work for you, how to still maintain that sense of your sense of identity, uh different aspects of who you are. And so this can be by ensuring there's a balance between expressing yourself and taking time to listen and reflect. This can mean balancing social engagements with solitude, or balancing speaking with active listening and conversations. This has been coming up a lot lately, too. So, the sun reverse is like, this is a good time for us to figure out how to balance certain things in our lives. And so, it can be, let me express, let me share, but then let me listen, let me reflect, let me be aware. And so it's like, oh yeah, my friend is saying, oh hey, I've been so excited to do this thing, and I'm actually able to do this thing, and I'm giving to you, and I'm giving to you like this information, like really excited, and it's up to me to listen, like, oh wow, they're really happy, I'm so happy for them. And then maybe like ask them some questions. Oh, okay, so what are you going to be doing with this, or how does this fit in, or showing like you can actually listen and be there and show up, instead of like, oh, this friend that is excited about this thing, that means I'm going to tell them what I'm excited about, overriding anything that they're saying, showing them that I'm not paying attention, right? That's what we have to sort of like be very, very careful with, where the sun reverse is warning and cautioning us from behaving that way. And so cultivating self-awareness, right, is an aspect of this as well. Paying attention to our own body language and emotions throughout the day. Notice when we feel tense or closed off, and actively choose to adopt a more open and receptive posture. This can help shift our mindset to be more accepting and engaged with our surroundings. So understanding like how we feel, where we're at, like even with this card, it's like, ooh, there's some tension here, but like it's because there's some things we have to work on, right? There's some things that we have to pull out and be aware of, and that's kind of uncomfy. And so this can, in our physical lives, in our mundane world, right, we can start shifting the way we hold ourselves, utilizing our posture to sort of express a type of energy in the world that we want to be a part of. um Being very aware of how we carry ourselves, right? And so embracing flexibility and plans. Again, this is something that's come up lately as well. Be mindful of becoming too rigid in our expectations or plans. Allow for flexibility and be open to adapting based on new insights or changes in circumstances, which can lead to more meaningful and fulfilling outcomes. So the sun is like, okay, here we go. We might be feeling down. We might be feeling down. We might feeling some type of way, and then someone invites us somewhere, but we're feeling down, and we're like, I don't want to go anywhere because I don't feel, I feel sad or I feel something, but then someone invites us somewhere, and we're like, oh. I don't want to go, but we do secretly want to go. And so then it's like that flexibility to adapt. Oh, new plans. Yeah, maybe let's try this. Let's try this. Um, and it's just being real. The sun reverse, I feel, is like about being authentic, being real, how we feel. I'm in this group, and it's there's some really cool people there, but I'm in this group, and people are always like, you can be positive, you can be positive, you can be positive, you don't have to be negative. And I was like, I'm tired of people saying you can be positive. I think we know that. There's nothing in the way that they say it, is like to say that negative is wrong, negative is bad. Um, we are human-ish, right, experiencing the earth, the mundane reality, the world in which we are a part of. So that means we are so much more than just positivity. We are energy. Energy has no sort of like judgment in that sense. So we are allowed to experience the wide spectrum of emotions and things, all the things, and there is nothing wrong with that. So I feel like with the sun reverse, it's reminding us like there is nothing wrong with where you're at right now. Don't try to just negate or deny your feelings, your situation. You can be aware, you can acknowledge and witness it, and also hold space for feeling better for whatever that may look like. And so, with the sun in reverse, I feel this is what's popping up here, these conversations. Like maybe I'm sad, maybe I'm like so like I'm overly joyous or overly happy. I'm like, the one that smiles all the time and just laughing, but there's really secretly some things going on. Maybe I need to just be honest with myself and not smile all the time or not be happy all the time, because like it's okay for me to have those moments where I just want to cry. It's okay. I don't have to stay there. I can get back to smiling. I can get back to my joyous self, or trying to be that self, right? I can get back to that. But there's nothing wrong with honoring where I'm at, right? And so that's something that we have to be mindful of, especially with the reversal of the body, like the body shifting, body language. Things are different. We're looking at things from a different perspective, but it's time that we allow ourselves to just be, just exist, and hold space for that, for all of us to be there. And another thing, the last talking point of the card is exploring shadow aspects. So the sun reverse challenges us to confront and integrate the shadow aspects of our personalities. It's a call to look beyond the surface and find growth in the parts of ourselves that we often ignore or hide from the light, acknowledging that true joy comes from a deep and honest self-acceptance. I feel like, again, light is like information, dark is like ignorance, or like ignorance as in not aware of, don't have the information yet, right? To be announced, stuff like that. And so I feel because the sun is reversed, it is going internal, is lighting up darker aspects or darker parts of ourselves to explore, to give light, to give information to things we didn't have information on, right? So I feel like in does that make sense? And so I feel like in our lives, this is saying, oh, something is coming up. I didn't realize I felt this way about this, or someone said something to me and I didn't realize that my response would be so intense, or I didn't, I was unaware that I actually am very moved by this experience. And so when things like that happen, it's so important for us to just like explore that, to explore what that is, what that looks like, how that feels, to not say, oh, I can't, I had a bad thought and I can't explore that. No, we need to just like, I had this thought, it's not very healthy. Why did I think this? Let me explore that in a safe space, and let me try to, get to the core of it and work it, and work through it, navigate it. So I have tools to move through that. The sun is allowing me the light, the information I need to actually work through this maybe problem right now. And so engage in shadow work by identifying traits of past experiences we tend to avoid or suppress. Explore these aspects through creative activities like writing, art, or music, which can provide a safe space for expression and integration. A lot of times as well, like what I'll do is like if I'm going through something, I will be mindful of it and I'll work out. So I'll like exercise, and as I'm in the present moment, I'm focusing on my body, I'm focusing on doing the thing, but I'm letting my body sort of take on what that thing that I'm experiencing. And as I work out, I'm sort of allowing my body to work through that. And so sometimes during that process I'll have sort of realizations, or like, after that process I will have like a different perspective or different understanding of what I'm going through. So there's stuff like that you can do as well. Um, and so, we can also seek professional guidance. Consider working with a therapist if we have the ability and the means and resources to do so, or counselor. And if you're going to do a therapist or counselor, please understand we have to find the right one. and sometimes that is a lengthy process, and sometimes we give up before we even find the right one. But just recognize, like, just because one was terrible doesn't mean all are going to be terrible. Just because two or three or five were terrible doesn't mean that they're all going to be terrible. We have to, like, it's finding the right fit for us, right? So consider working with a therapist or a counselor who can help us explore and integrate these shadow aspects in a supportive and structured environment. This professional help can be invaluable in understanding and accepting our deeper selves, right? Daily affirmations for acceptance. We can use affirmations. The wrong one is worse than not having one. Yeah, but then I don't want to. I feel like that's also it makes people fear having, like, starting the process anyways. I agree, but, like, I also think that it's important that we recognize, like, and it is because there are so many people that I know who had a bad experience and just stopped, right? And years and years and years went by, and then they decided that maybe they're open to it again. And they did, and they found someone to work with that was just perfect. And they almost didn't have the opportunity because of the wrong one, right? And so I know it's a challenge, because, like, there's so many, like, there can be so many that are wrong, so many that are wrong, who put persh who push their own agendas, who are very religious, and they push their religion, uh but, like, yeah, yeah. That's the thing, and it's so challenging. There is hope out there, that there is that one for you. There's just It's just finding it, and it's a struggle, because you're you're working with very vulnerable stuff. You're working with very vulnerable stuff. And so when you have, like, that wrong therapist for you, it hurts. It also hurts. And that's more shit you have to, like, talk with the next one, right? And so, but we have to also be open, you're right, to changing therapists. Um, we have to be open to changing and figuring that out, and being, like, graceful with ourselves as we find that. I think that's the challenging bit. uh uh Yay. Yeah, yeah. I feel like it's talked about more, not often, but more nowadays. And so, because it has become easier to sort of shift and sift. But yeah, understanding that if someone is not for you, it's okay. It is okay to find someone that is. Just be like, this is not right for me. This is not right. And that's another trick too, because, like, we have to be discerning, like, is this not right for us because it's not right for us, or am I just uncomfortable with, talking about this stuff? There's so many different layers to it. It's intense. Um I'm finally able to be in my body without disassociating, which I would have never been able to do with my PTSD. Yes, exactly. I know you've come such a long way, and it's great to see that progress and that sort of confidence and energy within you, around you, all about you. So daily affirmations for acceptance can also help. During the shadow sort of aspect of this card, we can use affirmations to cultivate a more accepting attitude towards ourselves, including the parts of ourselves we might not usually celebrate. So daily affirmations like, I accept all parts of myself, or I am worthy even when I am not at my best, can reinforce positive self-acceptance. I'm not going to tell you how to write your affirmations, just that you word them in a way that feels good to you, that you're comfortable with, and that puts you in a position where you can feel acceptance. And so, yeah, it took me 2 years to open up and trust fully. Yeah, it's a lot. So, The sun is very interesting. The sun brings this sort of information, this light, this data where, hey, there's something going on. In reverse, it's like it's kind of like if you think about our whole entire body opening up, being exposed, right? And the sun is just coming down and it's scanning and showing us where things need to be maybe adjusted, where things need to be worked on, and how maybe we can do that. The sun allows us to to find out. The sun in reverse allows us to be aware of like where things are not going right, in what sectors of life are challenging, and what we need to do to maybe neutralize that and find joy and find happiness. The sun reverse also is this reminder that you are enough and you are worthy of the happiness that you desire. Like whatever you seek, whatever you desire, you are worthy of receiving that beauty, that acceptance, that love, all of it. You deserve that. You deserve that. And so claim it, learn to claim it, learn to allow yourself to have that, and know that that's yours. That is yours. No, don't allow anyone to tell you anything else. Don't allow anyone to tell you any different. Like you deserve to be happy. You deserve to find that. And if you are going through sadness, somberness, depression, anxiety, if you're going through something, it's okay. You don't have to be happy all the time. It is okay to feel bad. It is okay to not be happy all the time. It is okay to say, fuck these affirmations. No, I don't want to say this shit because I don't feel it. It is okay to just be wherever you're at. If you are experiencing like severe response, find someone who can help you. And there's no shame or judgment in that. Reach out to resources that can help you. Find something that will allow you to work through and navigate what you're going through, and you don't have to do it alone, right? So yeah. Any last minute thoughts, questions, concerns? This is what pops up when the sun in reverse. This is just something, a little bit of information from the sun reverse. But I do feel like there's this light that's sort of like shining down, flagging things up so we can be aware, so we can then rebalance out, and we can then find like how to work with something, find out how to navigate this. So the sun isn't just like, look at all the shit that you are, look at all this trauma you're going through, look at all these problems you have. It's not like that. It might feel like that, but it's not like that. The sun is like, look at what is going on, and look at we have the opportunity, we have the power, we have the ability right now to handle this. We can actually work to heal and make this better and feel better about this. Let's explore that, right? So yeah, that is what is popping up, y'all. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. I hope that you can take something from this. I hope that you're learning a bit from this, and from these videos, and you can take something from it, and it can enhance your work, your practice in tarot, even for self or for others. But yeah, that's what's popping up. I'm going to tell you about a workshop, sort of like it's going to be more than a workshop now. It's like a course, really. On June 2nd. It's Cosmic Clearing Essentials. I will be sharing with you how to sort of smoke cleanse the body and environment. But also, it's not that simple though. It's also exploring how to make your smoke cleansing rituals even more powerful and potent by utilizing planetary influence or planetary rulers of the day. So if you're doing like let's say you're doing a smoke cleansing on Monday. Well, the moon rules Monday, or Tuesday, Mars rules Tuesday. Thursday. Jupiter rules Thursday. And so then I will share with you how to utilize that sort of those sort of significations and empower your smoke cleansing to make it even more potent. And I don't see many people talking about it this way, so I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be a lot of information. I'm working on the slides right now for it. So it'll be June 2nd. It's going to be at 10 a.m. Pacific time. So yeah, if you're interested, let me know. It will be 45 for the ticket, but after, and most likely going to be more because of what it's turning out to be. And for anyone else as well, uh, we have a free giveaway this month. Basically, sign up to my newsletter, sign up for the free tier on Patreon. If you're any tier on Patreon, you're entered. So patreon.com/House of Blackthorn. Someone was kind enough to donate 3 magical oils as well as 3 poppets, and someone gets to win that. You're a free member, you're a paid member, all of you are in the same boat. So join us. And don't forget to check out our Facebook group, Gales of the Grand Sabbat. And yeah, we'll have a lot of fun. I know, me too. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot. I'm gonna overwhelm everybody, but you'll have the slides, you'll have the video to watch after. It'll be fine. But if you're interested, let me know. We'll get you signed up. And I am gonna go. I'm gonna go like mow the lawn. I need coffee. I'm gonna go get coffee. Maybe. Ugh. Okay. Thank you so much for being here. Y'all make me laugh. Uh have a good time with you. So thank you. I will talk to you. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Oh my gosh, it's only Tuesday. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Okay, bye.